Coding, height floating meeting controls. Oh yeah, I have to turn off the annotation. Disable annotation. Hide floating meeting controls. Okay, so where were we last time? Yep. So as you can see, we gave it the sample input. You might notice something here. It's in lowercase. The exception in thread is, it's city.zurich is not a valid enum. So like we discussed before, if you have any confusion, go to the video in, I think the previous video or the previous video. Anyway, we discussed how we can just put parameters here. So all we have to do is Zurich, done, Istanbul, and Barcelona, Barcelona. Okay, so we just make it a private string city name, and we make a constructor private city. It takes in a string city name and it assigns it. This to city name is equal to city name. Bada bing, bada boom. Now it should work. Let's go. Mm, Take the standard input. Huh? Now it's in capital. Now it's all in capital. What's with that? Why was it in capital before? Is it just me or okay, whatever, you know what? Let's go with it. Hmm. Oh, I think oh, control F? No. How do I reach the end? Control C? No. Yeah, does anybody know how do I trigger end of file? Control D. Right. Prakash with another clutch. Okay, as you can see, we get the input. Oh, yeah, it's sorted. So what is the original sorting? Well, now this gets sorted by uh, the natural order that is declared in the airport class, and then we sort it again. We print an empty line. Okay, let's do that. So after this, we print an empty line. That's it. It's going to print an empty line. And then we have to sort it using the alternate order. So when they mention alternate order, it means using the comparator and the method arrays.sort. So the arrays.sort method, when it's using a comparator, it goes the first, you can press control dot space to find to get all the possible combinations of parameters. And you can see here all the way at the end, we need an object A, so an array from index to index and a comparator. So we go to our airport and we check how we have declared the comparator. So the comparator is a class here, like it's a top level class. So we just go here. So the array will be airports from index is 0, to index is, I guess, airports dot length because it's exclusive. And then we go, the comparator will be an instance of airports type. So we go airport comparator. Now, this is something that's new to me as well. Uh, Okay, I think airport comparator is package private by default. So we just create a new instance of airport comparator. Now that should work. So the reason we were able to access airport comparator from the test class, despite it not being public, is because Tanishq asked this question before. He's like, how do I make things package private? And the answer is if you don't put anything, it's going to be package private. And what is package private? It means it's accessible to stuff that is in the same package. So this is in Aviation V1. This is in Aviation V1. That's why we can access it. So then we just we copy the same for loop. Oh, we already have the length here. So instead of that, we should sort it until length actually. Because in this case, the array is 125 big, and that's going to end up with a lot of nulls. So this is until EOF, right? So yeah, we only do it until length. And then we use the same for loop that only prints until length. And let's give it a shot. Let's take the standard input. Paste it here, Control B. Okay, now let's compare our output with this output. So standard input is done. Standard output. The first one is Zurich 363. The last one is 80 110 2 400 240. Okay, so there's a problem in the second batch of the input. Mine is flipped compared to theirs. Yeah, it's upside down. The way they want it and the way I have it, it's upside down. So let's see what the problem is. Show code of city name. What do you mean city name, Prakash? You mean this? Oh yeah. All right, a second has passed. I have a feeling this might be a typo, like on the professor's side, because I followed everything to the T. Let me try what the alternate is. Maybe we're supposed to use reverse. Okay, now we're getting expected. Okay, so just in case this happens, when you pass in the comparator, you can use dot reversed to give the reverse order of the natural word. So yeah, it's very useful, the reversed one. So with that, we have solved the B1 exercise. Let's check the will be 2 V1. Okay, let's move on to version 2. Let's see what the main differences are. I'm not going to rewrite everything from scratch, don't worry. Everything is the same. Well, descending. Even the orders are the same. Okay, I'll try two things. First one is I will, hmm, well, yeah, first difference is the enum. Enum is, of course, going to be different. Airport comparator, here I'll do something. I will define it as an anonymous one inside the main method this time to show you guys an alternate way of doing things. And I guess for V3, I'll do it. I already showed you top level. I think I showed you nested. I'll show you a static nested one as well because that's very common. So V2 will be anonymous, V3 will be static nesting. Static nested. Okay. Test. There seems to be no difference in test. Okay, that's literally the only change. Enum. We will go to our good old enum. Airport. Okay, enum. So what is the change that they want? Define the field name to store the represented values. Mark the field as private and read-only. Define a constructor that initializes the field. Define the following values. Add the represented values as the values for the field. Define the static method parse city that gets the string representation of a constant and returns its corresponding value. Null in case of a mismatch. Override the inherited toString method to return the field's value. Okay, so this is basically what this is. The field is the name, and if they want this specific name, okay, we'll rewrite it. Okay, so it needs to be private. Read only means final, so private final string, and the name of the field is just name. So string name, and this dot name is equal to the given name. This will stay the same. And now this interesting part is define the static method parsity that gets the string representation of a constant and returns its corresponding value. So what this method does is you pass it a string in input like Zurich or London, stuff like that. And it goes through all the possible values of the enum city, and it sees which of these values have this field matching with this input string. So I know it's confusing hearing it, so I'll just write it and then maybe you can hear it better. Actually, before I even write it, I'll show you the solution in the sample code here. So we go to V2. Oh, my voice is gonna be so hoarse tomorrow in the public speaking club. Discuss. Okay, this is version 2 airport. So you go to the enum here. You can see parse city. So it's a static method. It says here define the static method. Parse city, it returns a city object. Parse city takes a string as the parameter. So what is this values? As you know, each enum class has a set of possible values which are of the type city. So it's basically an array of type city. So it has all the possible, all four of these. And as you know, each value in city has this field name. So this array returned by values. So the array returned by city dot values has four city values. Four city values. Each city value has a name attribute. So going on that, we use a for loop. We city in values. So for each city in the array city.values, we check if the name that is given is equal to the city's name. You can see every city has a name, right? And we can access that using the city.name. Is that a comment? No. Okay. So since every city has a name, we can just iterate through that just like that. I'll show you. And if it does, then you return the city. If you don't, then it's a no. So this will be public static city parse city. It takes a string, or you can do like name given. Okay. So first thing that you do is you do actually I don't know. Hmm, maybe four. Let's try. For city in. So you can do this city dot values, or you can just remove city. It doesn't matter because you are inside city right now. So for transparency, I'll put city dot values. Okay. So for each value, you will check if and objects dot compare works, but it I feel like it's kind of confusing to beginners. I just use compare to because it's string, it's strings method. So sparsity, we check if the name given dot equals for each city. So city dot name. If it does, we return this city. So if it doesn't equal anything, like it goes all the way to the end of the loop without equaling anything, we just return null. Now we compare our code to the code written by the professor. And yeah, it works out. Perfect match. The only difference being they used objects dot equals. That's up to you. Okay, that is it for the, well, no, that is not it for the, it just, we need to string that returns a name. Boom, that's it. Well, no, not all that complex stuff. Just name. Yeah, that's it. So we're done with the toString. And the second thing is the comparator. This time, instead of the comparator being like this, I'm going to make it, an anonymous one in the main function. So I'll delete the comparator class from here completely. And in the main, when you go here, see it's not working anymore because I removed the comparator class. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to create a new comparator. And by the way, you can auto-complete it. I'm just showing it so you understand. Airport, and we're supposed to implement the method compare like so. And inside, I just paste my old logic, and boom. Hmm? I guess boom. No, not boom. Doesn't work. Okay, what's the problem? Let me make it maximize. The parenthesis somewhere that I'm forgetting. Ah, this one, probably. So this one closes this one closes that, and this one should close that, and then this one should complete the statement. Okay, now that we have that, we should still get the same output as before. It goes until EOF. Sure, why not? We run our main uh, expect input. Okay. No constant deviation city dot Zurich. Okay, so it's version 2 that had the problem. Okay, it also makes sense why version I was getting the wrong thing in version 1 because I guess version 1 has a different criteria for ordering because I at the start I was doing version 2. Let me just go through version 1 real quick. They're mostly the same anyway. Yeah, version 1 and 2 are the same. So yeah, it's irrelevant. But yeah, version 2 is the one that has this typo, Zurich, right? So it has it in lowercase, and that's where the name is going to be useful. So we'll go to the, name, right? Hmm. I think that's where parse city is going to be useful. So somebody asked me in the chat, I think it was Zayad, but I'll answer him later. But the difference between parse city and value of is that value of only takes it in full caps. It doesn't take the small one. While parse city takes the whole thing. Okay, let me just text him before I forget. Okay, let's implement it real quick. Well, not really implement it. So now we just need to do one tiny thing, which is when we get here, this dot city, instead of city dot value of only works with full uppercase stuff. So like Zurich, like all uppercase. We just replace it with parse city and it should work. Let's see. Yep, it works. So there you have it. So is the name should be in reverse order because I'm getting the exact opposite of what is expected. If you're getting the exact opposite of what's expected, you just go here and you do the opposite. But now let's check it out together. This name without print line. Okay, and then print the area out again. All right, let's check it out. So Zurich, 360, 240. Okay, we're getting the exact opposite there again. So it might be a screw up in the in the question, or I might have messed up somewhere in the middle. You know what? Let's just review it real quick. The natural order. Well, natural order is to what's expected. It's the comparator that's the problem. Indicated compare O1 dot get time, O2 dot get time. Transfer time is descending. Number of runways is descending. Name is descending. Yeah, I guess that's why they say alternate. If you're getting the exact opposite, just go here, drop reversed. Hmm. Okay, wait. So this might sound like, this might seem a bit weird, but go here, dot reversed. And okay, so what it's basically doing is this declaration. So from here to here, this is our custom implementation of a comparator up till here, but just treat it as an object. And this is giving it dot reversed, like you're doing a method on it. So just tick dot reverse to the end. That's the trick. And it's going to reverse the order. Now let's try it again. Zurich to London. Okay. Barcelona to London. There you go. Okay. So we're done with number two. Yeah, that's it. So all that's left is V3. But yeah, I'll end the meeting now so we can do the 10-minute cooldown as soon as possible. So yeah, enjoy the break. I'll see you in the next meeting.